Here's why we don't really reach into the future. Many of us struggle to move forward in life because we're either stuck in the past or consumed by our daily routines. We get so caught up in the busyness of the present that we forget to plan for the future. On the other hand, past regrets, whether from failures, losses, or mistakes, can haunt us, making it hard to focus on what lies ahead. When we constantly replay these past experiences in our minds, we end up living in the past, convincing ourselves that our future can't be better because of what's already gone wrong. This mindset traps us, preventing us from taking the necessary steps to create a brighter future. To break free, we need to let go of past regrets and make a conscious effort to look forward, setting goals and making plans that can lead us to a better tomorrow. But here's the real deal. Sometimes we need to take a step back and reflect on where we are and where we want to go. But we often don't do this on our own. That's why meeting the right person, attending a helpful class, listening to an inspiring message, or having a meaningful conversation with someone who encourages us to change can completely turn our lives around. These moments can be life-changing, and you might never be the same after that experience. It could be a conversation where someone says, "Hey, our lives might not be great right now, but what can we do to change that?" This one meaningful conversation can kickstart a whole process of thinking, "Wow, I'm not in a good place right now, but what can I do to make things better for the future?" And the truth is, making those changes is entirely possible. The next important thing to remember: make sure that the greatest pull on you is the pull of the future. Don't let the past drag you back, and don't let the routine of the present keep you stuck in place. Instead, make sure the pull of the future is what drives you. When you set clear and powerful goals that inspire you, those goals become like a magnet, pulling you toward your dreams. The bigger and more meaningful your goals are, and the more goals you have, the stronger this pull becomes. These goals can guide you through tough times, whether it's a rough patch in life, a crisis, or in any dark period. Having these goals in place makes it easier to survive the next challenge that comes your way. If you have well-defined goals, places you want to go, people you want to meet, things you want to accomplish, skills you want to master, money you want to earn, and acts of kindness you want to perform, these goals will keep you moving forward. No matter what happens, if your goals are strong and clear, they will pull you through. You won't feel lost, even in the hardest times, because you'll be able to see beyond the immediate pain or difficulty, whether it's the loss of a loved one, a divorce, or a tragedy. Some situations may be difficult to understand, but here's what we do know. It's possible to get through the tough times. And the passage of time is one of the most powerful tools we have, because no matter how hard things get, time moves forward and takes us with it, helping us move past whatever we're going through right now. Time has a way of helping us get through the toughest seasons in life, just like it takes us through the winter. Now, when you find yourself in a winter facing hard times, here's what you need to remember. You can get better, you can get wiser, and you can get stronger. There's no challenge you can't figure out how to survive. No matter how tough the situation, there's always a way through. Just hold on. Remember, winters don't last forever, and neither do tough times. Look at history. Communism ruled for 75 years, but even that came to an end. So focus on becoming better, wiser, and stronger to handle the winters that will come in your life. With the self-esteem you'll build and the skills you'll develop, you'll be able to face any challenge that comes your way. I promise you that. Sometimes it feels like the darkness will never end, like the winter will stretch on forever. But without fail, winter must give way to spring, and night must give way to day. Tough times eventually make way for better opportunities. Just as a recession eventually turns into progression and expansion, the long nights of waiting eventually lead to new chances. Spring always comes. So when it's dark, when the night seems endless, when you're confused and can't see a way out, hang in there. Your spring will surely come. Negativity is a natural part of life, something we all encounter. While it's not productive, it's completely normal. The key is not to ignore it, but to learn how to handle it effectively. You don't need to dwell on negativity or let it consume your thoughts, but you do need to face it head on. Some might suggest simply turning away from negative situations, pretending they don't exist. But this approach is like ignoring weeds in a garden. If you don't deal with them, they'll take over. To keep your life on track, it's essential to address the negative aspects instead of letting them grow unchecked. By facing negativity and managing it, you can prevent it from taking control and keep your life in balance. This is part of what we call the great war between good and evil. From the moment you were born, you were involved in this battle between good and evil, negative and positive, darkness and light, democracy and tyranny, weeds and human effort. When there's no light, darkness takes over. If good doesn't wake up and take action, evil will move in. It's a physical war, a mental war, a financial war between enterprise and laziness, between accomplishment and failure. It's a great war. One of the biggest enemies we face is neglect. Neglect can destroy everything. I've learned that just 1 week of neglect can lead to a whole year of trying to fix things. It's just not worth it. Now, there are two types of people we can learn from. One is failures. It's a shame that failures don't give seminars because there would be so much value in that. Imagine if they did a seminar where they tell you how they lost it all, how they threw away their friendships, their health, and ended up in a bad place. That would be a valuable lesson. On the other hand, we must also learn from successful people who have done well. These are the people with skills, good health, and strong incomes. We should ask them, how did you become so skillful? How did you get so healthy? How did you achieve this level of success in such a short period of time? Learning from both failures and successes can teach us a lot about how to navigate the challenges and opportunities in life. When it comes to personal development and learning from others, there are a few key things to focus on. The first way we learn is by observing. We learn by watching what other people do, paying attention to their actions and habits. For example, we can observe successful people, whether they're athletes or business leaders, and notice how disciplined they are in their daily routines. Just by observing, by seeing what they do, we can learn a lot about what it takes to succeed. The second way we learn is by listening. Listening is incredibly powerful. For instance, I've recorded some of my talks on cassette tapes so that you can listen to them whenever you want, whether you're at home or driving in your car. You can turn your car into a mobile classroom and learn while you're on the go. It's also important to listen to the sermons on Sunday morning, listen to your teachers, listen to lectures, and pay attention to anyone who has something valuable to share. The third and equally important way to develop yourself is by reading. Try to read as many books as you can throughout your life. My mentor, Mr. Schoaf, encouraged me to start my own library, and now I have one of the best libraries around. I haven't read every book in it yet, but just having them there makes me feel smarter. At least I was smart enough to buy the books, now I need to be smart enough to read them. And then, of course, I need to be wise enough to decide which ones are truly valuable. Becoming a good reader is absolutely essential. Some books played a huge role in changing my life. Mr. Schoaf recommended the Bible, and my parents made sure I was knowledgeable about it by the time I was 18. This has been incredibly valuable for me, drawing from the stories and lessons in it. Learning about people who succeeded and those who didn't, and understanding what made the difference. There are other books that also helped transform my life, like Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, which taught me the mindset for success, and The Richest Man in Babylon by George Clason, which guided me to become financially independent by the time I was 31. I made it a point to start reading these books, attending seminars, and putting myself in front of people who had something valuable to say. And then I began keeping a journal. This was one of the most important things Mr. Schoaf taught me. He told me, don't rely on your memory. If you hear something valuable, write it down. At first, I would jot down notes on scraps of paper, torn off corners and the backs of old envelopes, but that didn't work out well for me. Those notes would just get thrown into a drawer and forgotten. Learning from that, I began keeping a proper journal, a bound book where I could record all my thoughts and ideas. One of the best habits you can develop on your journey of personal growth is keeping a journal. Whenever you come across something inspiring, whether it's a motivational quote, an idea from a class, or a piece of advice that resonates with you, take a moment to write it down. This simple act helps you remember and internalize these insights, making them a part of your ongoing development. Journaling not only allows you to track your progress, but also serves as a valuable resource to revisit when you need motivation or clarity. As you continue to learn and grow, your journal becomes a reflection of your journey, capturing the lessons, challenges, and achievements along the way. So whenever something moves you or sparks your interest, grab your journal and jot it down. This practice will help you stay focused, inspired, and committed to your personal development goals. If you read something in a magazine that sparks an idea, take a moment to write it down and add it to your journal. It's important to keep a meaningful journal throughout your entire life. This habit will serve you well over the years. A big part of my personal library is made up of my journals. If you were to see my library, you'd notice the journals and probably say, this is the collection of a very dedicated student. It's no surprise that people like Mr. Rohn are invited to speak and share their experiences all over the world. I want the same kind of success for you. When you capture your thoughts and insights in a journal, you create something you can revisit later. You can look back on it, review it, and let it become a valuable resource for you. Now, here's a key idea. Work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Put real effort into building your skills, learning important lessons, and attending classes. Take in all the knowledge that's available to you right now. Later on, you can sift through that information, figure out what's most valuable to you, and apply it to your business, your life, and your future. But the main thing is to start this process of personal development and personal change. Let me say this again. If you change, everything around you will change too. You'll never be the same. You'll keep growing. And as you look back over a few weeks, a few months, or even a few years, you'll be amazed at the progress you've made in different areas of your life, whether it's your finances, your relationships with friends and family, or even your performance in your career or sports. Committing yourself to personal development, personal change, and adding value to yourself can truly make your life unique and worthwhile. When someone has a purpose in their life, they have something meaningful to aim for. One writer even described it as a magnificent obsession. Now, maybe for you and me, it doesn't have to be that dramatic, but it does need to be something that motivates us, something that pulls us into the future. There are many influences that can affect us. One of them is the impact of our past. Some people are constantly pulled back by their past, while others are distracted by things happening around them. But here's what's powerful. If you have a clear list of well-defined goals or purposes in your life, they will pull you toward the future. And the stronger those purposes are, the more they'll pull you forward. Having a clear purpose in life is a powerful tool that can help you navigate through even the toughest times. When you know exactly what you're striving for, it gives you the strength to overcome challenges and push through difficulties. Without a well-defined purpose, it's easy to get discouraged by a bad day or feel defeated after a tough week or month. Sometimes a whole year can feel like it's slipping away from you if things aren't going as planned. But when you have a strong sense of direction, it acts like an anchor, keeping you grounded and focused. This purpose pulls you forward, helping you rise above the challenges and setbacks. It reminds you that even though today might be tough, you're working towards something bigger and better in the future. With a clear purpose, you can keep moving forward, no matter how rough the journey gets. If you want something that can pull you through tough times, challenges, and anything that life throws your way, you need to have a goal that's bigger than just today, next week, or even this year. Your goal needs to be something out there in the future that pulls you forward. The more clear and exciting that goal is, the stronger its pull will be on you. This pull can have a positive impact on your life, lifting your spirit, energizing your heart, and even stirring your soul. When you have a clear purpose, it lights up your imagination. Your mind starts working, figuring out ways to achieve that goal. And when your mind, spirit, and heart are all focused and you're feeding yourself with good ideas, there's almost nothing you can't accomplish if you're dedicated to being the best in your field. Striving for excellence in everything you do can lead to incredible rewards far beyond just making a decent living. When you push yourself to be the best, whether it's honing your skills, refining your personality, mastering communication, organizing your life, or influencing others, you are setting the stage for extraordinary success. Excellence is about going above and beyond, committing to continuous improvement, and aiming to stand out in your field. This dedication doesn't just help you get by. It opens doors to opportunities that can lead to significant achievements, including financial success, if that's what you're aiming for. By focusing on excellence, you not only elevate your own standards, but also increase your value in the eyes of others. Whether in your career, personal life, or business, this commitment can be the key to unlocking a future filled with possibilities, including the potential to create a fortune. So don't settle for just good enough. Strive to be the best, and the rewards could be beyond your wildest dreams. Here's something important to remember. When the future is clear to you, the effort or price you need to pay to get there becomes easier. Every promise comes with a price. We all have to put in the work, follow the rules, and stay disciplined. But here's what I've learned. When your vision of the future is clear and strong, paying that price doesn't feel like such a burden. It might mean going to a few classes, reading some books, or picking up a few new habits. These are the steps that can change your life, help you grow, and push you to become better. The first step is to clearly design your future. Once you've mapped out where you want to go, what you want to achieve, you can figure out the price you need to pay to get there. The exciting part is that the price is something everyone can pay. It doesn't matter who you are, where you're from, what your background is, or what you believe. If you make your future clear, deciding where you want to go, the skills you want to develop, the things you want to have, the person you want to become, the people you want to surround yourself with, and the values you want to live by, the price will be easy to pay. And here's the best part. If I can do it, so can you. I grew up as a simple farm boy in Idaho, living in a place where almost no one knew who I was. My life began in a quiet, modest way, but I made a decision that changed everything. I chose to turn my life around. I found hope, educated myself about finances, and began focusing on the future. If I could make these changes, so can you. The truth is, when you decide to change, everything around you starts to change as well. Your mindset shifts and opportunities begin to appear. You'll start to grow in ways you never thought possible. And this growth won't stop, it will continue as you move forward in life. It's about taking that first step and believing that transformation is possible. If a farm boy from Idaho can do it, there's no reason why you can't too. Your journey of change and growth is waiting for you to begin. When you take a moment to look back at a few weeks, a few months, or even a few years, you won't believe how far you've come. Your relationships with your family will improve, your financial situation will get better, your friendships will strengthen, and it doesn't matter whether you're focused on business, sports, or any other area of your life. I'm telling you, the whole process of committing yourself to personal change and adding real value to who you are can truly make your life something special and worthwhile. Self-confidence comes from the small daily habits and disciplines we practice. It's about knowing that at the end of the day, you gave your best effort. Whether it's making a phone call, leading a meeting, or writing a letter, true confidence is built when you do everything to the best of your ability. By consistently giving your all, you build a strong foundation of self-confidence. And here's the magic: when you know you've done your best, you start to feel good about yourself. And that's when self-confidence begins to grow. When you have days where you pour everything you have into what you do, it makes it easier to do the same the next day. Over time, these days turn into weeks. Those weeks become months. And eventually you've built a powerful year full of growth and accomplishment. Self-confidence comes from refusing to neglect the little things you need to do every day. It's in those small, consistent actions that self-confidence is born. Keep doing your best in all the small things, and that's where you'll find true self-confidence. Good health and confidence go hand in hand. When you truly believe you're going to be healthy, it changes how you live. You start doing things like taking walks around the neighborhood, eating healthy foods like apples, and maybe even jogging on the beach. When you commit to these healthy habits and really stick to them, your confidence grows. This confidence doesn't just make you feel good in the moment. It shapes your future, your health, and even your mindset. It's about being ready to do whatever it takes to reach your goals. Some people might say, I'll give it a shot for a little while and see what happens. If it doesn't work out quickly, I'm done. But we all know that this kind of attitude doesn't lead to much success in life. On the other hand, if you're determined to do whatever is necessary, like learning new skills, reading the right books, or taking extra classes, then you're setting yourself up for success. If you need to seek advice from people who know more than you do it without hesitation. It's about being willing to put in the effort and go the extra mile. When you adopt this mindset, you start to develop a powerful sense of self-confidence. This confidence also comes from knowing you can handle whatever life throws at you. Challenges and setbacks might knock others down, but not you. You keep pushing forward no matter how tough things get. When you have the determination to overcome obstacles, big or small, you gain a special kind of strength that will make a difference in your life. We don't have to change the external circumstances. Those are like the wind that's always blowing. Instead, we need to focus on changing what's inside us, setting ourselves on a better course.